Hi, it's Sally-Shakti, and this is your full moon journaling for the Imbolc full moon in Leo on February 5th. But the energies really are stretching out over a few days, as they do with the full moon. Full moon energy is usually at least 3 days, a day before and a day after the peak of the moon. This energy feels like it's really stretching out, and it's being fired and fueled by Brigid's flame, which is rising up from the earth. Imbolc is a Celtic pagan seasonal cycle celebration. The word means in the belly. It can refer to ewes that are carrying their lambs and beginning to give birth, and milk is associated at this time with Imbolc and with Brigid, the goddess. For me, that in the belly is about this rising up of the earth's energy, where it's been dormant in the roots throughout the previous season that we're just coming out of, the season of Yule, the dark depth of winter, where we have the winter solstice and the energies really are dormant and in the roots. That energy now is rising up into the belly. So in my body, and if we think about my chakra points, my energy system, that energy is beginning to rise up from my root chakra, from the base, into my lower belly. And what we also have in this energy is the coinciding energy of the Leo full moon, which takes that energy up higher still into the solar plexus, the upper belly, and into the heart as well. So we're having a full activation of the lower four chakras in our energy system, and it can feel intense and tense as well. There's a lot of tension for me in the astrology and in the energies that are coming up in this around this full moon. So what do we have? We've got the astrological point of Imbolc when the sun is at 15 degrees of Aquarius. That's exactly halfway between the winter solstice point and the spring equinox. That is happening on Saturday, the 4th of February. So we have that rising energy coming up with the seasonal cycle turning to Imbolc. And we also have then hot on the heels of that, and I do mean hot, the fiery full moon in Leo on Sunday, the 5th of February. And that kind of double flame, as I said, it's rising right up from the root, from the base, into the lower belly to activate the energy of creative rebirth in the sacral chakra. And then into the solar plexus to energize through this full moon that's illuminating Leo, is energizing the fire in our bellies. That is the solar plexus, our will, our personal will. Leo is all about how we want to show up and shine in the world. And also Leo is about the heart. It's about the courage of the heart and shining our light into the world. That's in a tension with the sun in Aquarius that is illuminating what the needs of the collective are. So we have this tension between the sun and the moon, where the moon is illuminating for us what our personal needs, desires, and drives are, how we want to stand up and show up and shine in this coming cycle and in this coming season. And that is being ignited by Brigid's energy, this Imbolc flame that's rising up. It's being pushed up from the belly of the earth like a volcano. It's this energy that is being pushed up in a pressure from the belly of the earth into the belly of our being. And it wants to come up, it wants to shine, it wants to be creative in the world, it wants to show itself, it wants to be rebirthed into something creative, where we can be of service and we can be seen to be of service and be in our most purposeful power. And that is in this tension with the sun that is illuminating in Aquarius the needs of the collective. And we can be feeling a tension between what we personally need and desire and what are the bigger picture needs and desires of the world and the environment in our relationships around us. I had to ask my beloved to leave the house so that I could make this video this morning. We've been in a square off tension all morning, and that's also being reflected in lots of other squares that are happening at the moment. We have yesterday had the moon square Chiron, which again will be showing up those wounded masculine aspects of ourselves. We will have we'll have Mars square Venus. Looks like that's happening on the full moon on Sunday the 5th. So we're coming into a tension between our masculine and feminine energies and the way that that shows up in our personal relationships. We also have, adding to that tension, so we've got the opposition between the sun and the moon, and we've got Uranus in the middle of those two, creating a square of tension that is really also, for me, in many ways governing the whole energy of this moon, because it's we've got the sun illuminating the moon, and then we've got Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, which is where the sun is currently shining. So we've got this whole energy of tension, rebellion, revolution, personal kind of will, and this fire that's coming up from the earth in this tension and in this relationship with collective needs, desires, will, intention. And of course, what we also have, thinking back to the Aquarius new moon 2 weeks ago, was a time when we were planting seeds and setting intentions for how we want to show up in this coming cycle of the seasons. And what I often find the full moon is doing for me is illuminating where or what is still needing to be witnessed, transformed, acknowledged, and addressed. That is something that is between me and the intention that I've been setting. Often I find that the full moon is not necessarily the fruition and the culmination that I expect it to be of the manifestation of the seeds I planted at the new moon. Often it's the illumination of what still needs to be integrated on my journey towards coming to fruition with the seeds that I've planted. And of course, it's always both and more of those things. Many things will be coming up to the surface for fruition. The whole energy of this moon, this full moon with the flame of Imbolc, is how do we want to show up and shine in service? And those were the seeds that we were planting at the new moon in Aquarius. So some of those seeds will be bearing fruit, and we'll already be seeing some clarity, and we'll still perhaps be feeling some tension about where to go next, or where we're not clear about where to go next. I also want to mention that Brigid is the Celtic triple goddess of smithcraft, poetry, and healing. Now, as a writer, I call upon Brigid's energy for writing, and as a light worker, a spirit worker, I call upon Brigid's energy for healing. But this smithcraft thing took me a while to figure out, what did that mean? And for me, it's about being forged in fire. Smithcraft is where it's an alchemical process of using all of the elements. We have iron ore from the earth, we have the fire, we have the water, and we have the air. All of those elements come together to make steel, which is this strong metal that we have forged and shaped into something purposeful and strong. And that for me is really where Brigid's energy is seen or felt in its most. This is the creative fire. This for me includes and incorporates and overlights the energy of poetry and of healing. It's the transmutation by fire. It's the rebirth through the fire element, that creative element of fire. And what I'm feeling as well in this particular full moon is again this tension of, how do I want to show up and shine and be of service? What does that mean for me? What does that look like for me? How does it feel for me? Where are my needs and desires sometimes in an opposition or a tension with the needs and desires of those around me, or the wider world or context? And also, how do I tend my fire without burning out? That's a big question for me this year, I feel. This question of how do I keep the flame alive without burning out? And that's again, that's an energy of Brigid that I feel really strongly. On my journey, on my path, burnout has been a strong and significant part of my life path, and especially around my relationship with work and around my relationship with how I show up. Typically, and I've been feeling it this week, when I get a creative urge, I just want to do things. I want something to happen. I need to make something. I need to put it out there. I need to feel the momentum of that happening, and I need to just do it. And I go through cycles of having masses of that energy that I just want to put out and feel the results of that being purposeful and being met in the world. And then having no energy, being fully depleted and drained, and having to take a long time to rest and recover from that burnout. And that's been a cycle that I've been in throughout my working life. And it's constantly inviting me into a deeper relationship of self-love, self-worth, self-care, and asking me to look at this axis of how I show up and meet the world, and how I as an individual show up and meet the world, and how I tend to my own flame, my own creative fire, in ways that will keep it burning without burning out, keep it alive without burning out. So those are some crucial energies and questions and inquiries for me at this time of the Leo full moon that is happening exactly at Imbolc, and there's this real kind of creative tension that I'm feeling of wanting to get out there and get things done, and also needing to pace my energy and take care not to burn out. So I would like to offer some journaling practice. I'm just going to grab the questions here. All right, and we'll start as usual with, well, let's get ourselves settled. I can't move on this chair too much. It's a super squeaky one. So let's just get ourselves settled into our bodies. I invite you to have your journal and your pen close to hand. And as you close your eyes, and you sense into the support of the chair if you're sitting, the floor, the earth beneath you. Sending your roots right deep down into the belly of the earth and connecting there with the sacred fire of Brigid's flame. And drawing that flame up with every inhalation as you draw it up through your roots, up to the surface of the earth where your feet meet the floor, up into your hips, and then drawing it up into your lower belly. And we'll take a moment with it here, breathing the fire of Brigid's flame. Feeling that connection, that deep intuitive connection all the way between yourself, your belly, and the belly of the earth. Drawing up the energy from the belly of the earth into your belly, your lower belly, your center of rebirth, of creative energy. And sensing for a moment here how that energy is feeling for you right now. What Brigid's flame might be whispering to you. How she might be forging you. And what wants to be born in you in this coming cycle. And as we draw that energy up even higher, We bring it into the solar plexus, the fire center, behind the navel, the fire in the belly, ignited by this full moon illuminating in Leo. We're calling that energy into our core. And we're noticing how it feels here, what it is inviting us to witness and to become. And we draw that energy up on the next breath into the heart. And we feel how that energy wants to show up and shine in service to the world. How that energy wants us to meet the world and to be met by the world. What is our highest heart illuminating for us here? And then we breathe. We allow that fire, that flame, to ride all the way now from the heart center out through the shoulders like angel wings, spreading wings of fire behind us. And then down through our arms, into our hands and fingers, and we take up the pen and the page, and we begin to let that fire speak across the page. Fire in the belly, the fire in our hearts, letting it speak, and it might rage. It might want to rage and might want to burn. And just being with that energy, that fire from the belly, how does it want to show up on the page for you right now? Being present, being full in your own fire, your own flame. Breathing and drawing in that connection all the way from the belly of the earth, all the way up through your root, your lower belly, your solar plexus, to your heart, out through your angel wings and down through your arms and hands onto the page with every breath. This is your fire, your creativity, your desire. How does it look for you today? And how is it showing up? How does it feel? Be a whole range of emotions burning in this fire within you. Just take time to acknowledge what's there without judgment, without self-criticism, and without stifling. What is true for you in this moment? And then when you're ready, we take this movement on the page into our journaling inquiries for today, for this full moon energy with the fire of Leo and the fire of Brigid at Imbolc. And the first inquiry is this: how do you desire to show up and shine in greater service to the collective at this time? And breathing with this energy and giving yourself full permission to write whatever comes, whatever is there for you. How do you desire to show up and shine in greater service to the collective at this time? And noticing whatever feelings are arising within you. And just acknowledging and witnessing what's true for you right now. Breathing, feeling the support of the earth beneath you, welcoming the fire in your belly, the flame of your own creativity, the furnace of your own desire. And then when you are ready, and you can feel free to pause the video if you need more time. When you're ready, we move to the second inquiry, which is, what frustrations are you feeling in relation to your desires and intentions? What frustrations are you feeling in relation to your desires and intentions? So again, being present with what comes, what's true for you, what is showing up for you to be seen and witnessed at this time, what is ready to be healed and integrated. As you breathe and you feel and you witness, meeting yourself on the page with that great courage of your heart, that great courage of the fire in your heart, the lion's strength that it takes to show up and meet yourself on the page as you truly are. What frustrations are you feeling in relation to your desires and intentions? And then when you're ready, I'm taking a moment to pause the video here if you need more time. When you are ready, we move to the third and final inquiry. How can you tend your own flame to work with the energy of any tension you are feeling in ways that support you to show up and shine without burning out? It's quite a long inquiry, and it will be part of the notes below the video. But I'll repeat that again for you. How can you tend your own flame to work with the energy of any tension you are feeling in ways that support you to show up and shine without burning out? So again, taking some deep breaths into your belly, feeling the fire that's igniting within you, drawing that flame up to your heart to shine, feeling, breathing, witnessing, acknowledging, healing, integrating what is true for you now. Taking as much time as you need to complete with this inquiry. And if you would like to, coming back to movement of your own inner fire on the page, the flame of your desire working its way across the page. Releasing any residual tension you might be feeling or holding onto right now onto the page. Let it go, let it out through your breath. And then bring some movement into your body, shaking off those angel wings, giving yourself full permission to be in your brightness, your fullness, and also to take care and to take as much time as you need to let these energies land and integrate with softness and gentleness for yourself and compassion for those around you this weekend as we move into and through these energies of Imbolc and the full moon in Leo. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Take good care. I'm sending you so much love.